Once upon a time, in a vast and ancient kingdom surrounded by dense forests and treacherous mountains, a noble king went hunting. He was a skilled hunter, but that day, as if bewitched, he found himself hopelessly lost. The deeper he ventured into the woods, the more disoriented he became. Night fell, and with it came an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. Desperate, the king came upon a mysterious clearing where an old, crone-like woman stood by a bubbling cauldron. Her eyes gleamed with an unnatural light as she regarded him. "Lost, are you, your majesty?" she croaked. "I can show you the way home, but for a price." The king, weary and desperate, agreed to her terms. She beckoned her daughter, a maiden of otherworldly beauty, but with an unsettling aura that sent shivers down his spine. "Marry my daughter," the crone said, "and I will guide you back to your palace." Having no choice, the king consented. He lifted the maiden onto his horse, her cold touch making him uneasy. The crone then pointed the way, and true to her word, the king found himself back at his royal palace. The wedding was celebrated with great pomp, but a shadow hung over the festivities. The king had been married once before, and from that union he had 7 beloved children, 6 brave sons and a tender-hearted daughter. His new queen, however, harbored a dark jealousy and hatred towards them. She concealed her malevolence behind a mask of kindness, biding her time. One moonless night, the queen stole into the children's chambers, carrying 6 finely crafted shirts of white silk. She had sewn them herself, each stitch imbued with dark charms. As she draped a shirt over each boy, a terrible transformation occurred. Their bodies contorted and changed, and they became swans, their eyes filled with sorrow and confusion, before they took flight into the night sky. The youngest daughter, who had sensed something amiss, managed to escape. Heartbroken and terrified, she fled to her father's chamber, clutching a handful of feathers shed by her brothers. "Father, look, the queen has bewitched my brothers," she cried. But the king, under the spell of the queen's beauty and charm, refused to believe her. "You are imagining things, my dear," he said, dismissing her fears. Realizing she was no longer safe at the palace, the girl resolved to find her brothers and save them. Days turned into weeks as she wandered through dark forests and over rugged mountains, her heart heavy with sorrow. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she stumbled upon a secluded lake. There, to her astonishment, she saw 6 swans gliding gracefully across the water. As the last light of day faded, the swans transformed into her brothers. They embraced her with tear-filled eyes. "We can be human only for a quarter of an hour each night," the eldest brother explained. "To break the spell, you must neither speak nor laugh for 6 years. During this time, you must sew 6 shirts from starwort. If you utter a single word, all will be lost." Determined to save her brothers, the girl began her arduous task. She found a small hut deep in the forest and set to work. Days turned into months, and months into years. Her fingers bled from the prickly starwort, but she never faltered. One day, the king of a neighboring land came hunting in the forest. His men discovered the silent girl, toiling over her strange shirts. Intrigued by her beauty and the mystery surrounding her, they brought her to their king. Though she said nothing, the king was captivated by her and took her to his castle. Despite her silence, the king fell deeply in love with her. He married her, and she continued her work, sewing the enchanted shirts in secret. The king's mother, a cunning and malevolent woman, despised the silent queen. She watched her closely, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. A year passed, and the young queen gave birth to a son. But on the night of his birth, the king's mother stole the child away and smeared the young queen's hands with blood. The next morning, she accused the queen of infanticide. The young queen, bound by her vow of silence, could not defend herself. Though the king loved her dearly and refused to believe in her guilt, the accusations cast a dark shadow over the court. Twice more, the young queen bore children, and each time the king's mother stole them away, accusing her of murder. The court grew restless and suspicious. At last, unable to bear the pressure, the king was forced to sentence his beloved wife to death by fire. On the day of her execution, the 6 years were nearly over. The young queen, pale and exhausted, clung to the 6 shirts she had almost completed. Only the left sleeve of the 6th shirt remained unfinished. As she was led to the stake, she worked frantically, her fingers numb and bleeding. Just as the fire was about to be lit, a loud cry echoed through the air. 6 swans appeared, soaring down from the sky. The queen, with her last ounce of strength, threw the shirts over them. In a miraculous transformation, the swans became human once more. The youngest brother, whose shirt was incomplete, retained one swan's wing in place of his left arm. Freed from her vow of silence, the queen revealed the entire story. She exposed the king's mother's treachery and told of the hidden children. The king, overjoyed and horrified by the truth, ordered his mother's arrest. The missing children were found, safe but hidden away. The evil Queen Mother was executed for her crimes, and peace was restored to the kingdom. The king and his queen, reunited with their children and her 6 brothers, lived many years in happiness and harmony, their hearts forever bound by the trials they had endured together.